streamlined onboarding tool, helping you earn more by unlocking new, long-term work opportunities in your area, and offering you a simplified and fast-track sign-up and onboarding process. With ParaPass, you get exclusive access to local opportunities. Paradrivers are the first to be notified of new partner onboarding opportunities in their area. These gigs range from long-term full-time opportunities to extra work you can use to fill in downtime between your main platform work peak hours. You'll also get one-click simplified sign-up process. Sign up for multiple gigs at once. Once you've created your Para profile, you can use this to easily sign up for partner gigs without entering your information over and over again. ParaPass opportunities come with expedited onboarding. With ParaPass, you skip the line and just complete the onboarding essentials. A fast-tracked onboarding means you can start earning even sooner. Finally, you can manage all of your work in one place. When you complete your Para profile and onboard with ParaPass, you'll have early access to Para's new app integrations, meaning you not only have more work, you can manage it all in one place. To qualify for ParaPass and unlock these exciting opportunities, simply complete your Para profile. Once everything is verified, you're given the master key. We'll be sending you local opportunities so you can sign up right away. It's that easy. So complete your profile today.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Yeah. Let me get a couple things right here because today is the first day I am live streaming on Instagram as well. So I was just hooking that up. That was just a little bit of it was confusing. And comments, and I just learned that comments from Instagram cannot come into StreamYard. So if you're commenting on Instagram, I would have to have another device open for Instagram. And right now I can't do that. Hopefully they'll interconnect all that stuff. Because I was reading an article prior to this, but I thought they were coming through because I know that just recently StreamYard, the integration to stream to Twitter has been there for a long time. However, the integration for Twitter comments to come through to StreamYard have not existed, but they fixed that. And then they added Instagram, and I just thought they had kind of that connectivity with everybody. But how y'all doing? Welcome to the last mile. A lot going on, you guys. So first things first, let me just roll through a couple quick announcements here. They're real fast. So next Monday, wait, is it next Monday? Yeah, I believe it's next Monday. If you go to my page, it's got to be next Monday. Let me just check because I want to make sure I get these dates right. So sorry guys. This is what having a couple super busy weeks looks like. And I'm sure you guys are having them yourselves. So okay. So the 22nd, is that says you're, yeah, no, Bud Soda, I am live over on Instagram. I just, like, if you comment on Instagram, I won't see it here on StreamYard unless I had another device I could run Instagram on, but I don't. because I use my iPad here for my notes and to switch over to YouTube in case I know there's a lot of handles in here, but moderators, but nonetheless. So the 22nd, if that's Monday, you guys, that is Mike Harubi and I. And we are been telling you guys this for a while. We're gonna be talking about some awesome things going on of Mike's, and I'm gonna be announcing something huge. What's up, Tony? How you doing? Hope you and the family are feeling better, guys. And I know that the Drivens have been fighting colds for a couple months. So hope Tony's all better and everything. But yeah, so Mike Harubi and I are on the 22nd. Now, we are still doing the follow-up, Kim Cavan, Karen Anderson, me, and Mike Harubi, but we're gonna do that early next month because, and this is even better, because Kim Cavan and a couple of other people wrote well, yeah, hopefully, yeah, hopefully this is going to happen next week, but it's going to happen very soon for sure because I got contacted by the lawyers today. So Kim Cavan, who you guys all know from this channel, Kim has a lawyer, a bunch of lawyers in her group, but she has a lawyer who's going to be coming on to talk about her fight document that she proposed, and they got sent through to kind of back Kevin Kiley's. It's like the East Coast Kevin Kiley document about killing independent contractors off. It's pretty amazing. I just read it. I just finished reading it today. I cannot share the link yet, but I think by tomorrow night, maybe at the round table, I'll throw it into the comments in the live chat. You guys want to take a look? You'll have to look probably after, unless you just want to read it right then. But it's like 27 pages, but again, it's written by Kim, so it's not complete legal jargon where you're like, wait, what? And you got to read it 3 times over. It reads nicely, so it's very important. So smack that like, guys, if you're in here. Appreciate you coming. But yeah, so Kim, so we're gonna do the 4 of us again in February to do the second round table, and that'll have a little more play out time. But here in about the next 7 to 10 days, we're going to have Kim, the attorney Kim is working with, that for the countermeasures she's already filed. I don't know. I'm being very careful about my wording here because I just was talked through some stuff today that was actually pretty mind blowing. It's, these days, not much shocks me, but some other things are kind of tying together. And it almost is like, you guys, like, I mean, I enjoy a good conspiracy theory that like you can dig your brain into and think about at least, but I'm not out there like searching every one out kind of thing. But here, some of those are tying into some of what's going on. I'm not talking about the craziest of crazy, but it's weird because just timing of Supreme Court, Chevron, the Texas border and what's going on down there. I'm not saying anything about anything. I'm just saying that there's a lot of crazy stuff going on that actually has given, like, maritime law is now in the hands of NOAA. Tony knows. I'm sure Tony knows what NOAA is. It's NOAA. It's in Boulder. I didn't know that, and now they're demanding that people be on ships to make sure that people don't overfish. There's so much crazy stuff going on, you guys, and it's all tying together in this huge way. It's starting to make some new sense to me, and it is some scary stuff. I know some people just blow this stuff off. I'm glad that a handful of you don't, and you're listening, because I'm not out here screaming the sky is falling. I'm just saying, if you don't pay attention to what's going on around you, AB5 is in your state like that. No California. I go to independent contractors, and only a select few knew that AB5 was going to became law in November of 2019. It became law to start January 1st of 2020. When a handful had heard about it end of 2019, but the handful that had heard about it were like, that can't be right. Maybe something's changing, but that can't be right. Some of these are like the Karen Andersons and stuff, and she was ahead of the curve too. But then it happened, and by like, even though it went into effect the first, by like January 8th of 2020, people were getting letters. What are you doing operating still? You can't, those have to be employees, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, what? And this is when everybody started going out of business pre-pandemic by a few months. But that goes to show that all it took was Lorena Gonzalez, a few architects to draft the bill, but Lorena Gonzalez and Gavin Newsom on a weekend outside of legislative hours signing a document in a closed room. Most people weren't aware that AB 5 was going to be a law. You know, that's the same year I did, or maybe it was the next year, but I had done an interview back in end of 2019 where somebody had mentioned it, and I was kind of like, okay, this, because I hadn't got into the labor stuff as big yet, but it is big. Oh, okay. So we're gonna go through some Curri today, you guys. David and I have tomorrow we have the Gig App podcast by Para. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. You can find it here, but you can also find it on the Para channel. And in fact, you should be over at the Para channel. We've been growing that out a bit. And as soon as it's done live, though, you will have to find it on the Para channel. So today, I'm going to talk about this Para order first that I did today. This Para works. Because there was a little bit of confusion, and I think that some of you will see what I saw. Okay, especially those of you in here that do catering or have done catering, and not necessarily through DoorDash, whatever they think their catering is. I'm talking about hey Tremaine, how are you? We'll see if we can get to that. That's man, so you know what I can do, Tremaine, for you is I can tell you if you go to ridesharerodeo.com, and in on the top, it says home, and then it says like gig news or something right next to it. There's like 5 links at the top of the page because that's all the podcasts. But if you click gig news, it'll launch a new browser tab of the website I've had going forever. And that's what I'm pulling up right now, because if you go there, you'll see, I just need to tell you which date it was, but you'll see that I made a list so that you can actually look at them of the 608 careers. These are the 608 careers that never, ever, ever to this date got exemption in California. And AB 5 has been in effect since 2020 or January of 2020. So it's literally been, what was it, January 1st? So it's been 4 years. And is it 3 years? I always get confused by that kind of stuff. Wait, 2020. Oh no, 4 years. It wasn't the simple math. I'm just doing the years. So 4 years, 16 days since AB 5 was started, and these 608 still did not get a carve out. It's just it just goes to show like how crazy things will get. I just need to tell you what date it was. So the article that I posted. So if you go there, it's on January 11th. Here, I can probably just pass it over to here real quick. All right. I'm going to move it into here. I'll just put 608 professions killed. And what Tremaine is referring to, if you guys are not familiar, is, again, these are the 608 that were killed by AB 5. Remember that most things, like even music and stuff, right? Music got a, musicians in certain area, like music had like 50 categories, but when AB 5 started, it just said live music. But then it broke out to, is this performance? Like my friend Gail Gordon, she has run a nonprofit opera house in Santa Monica for 25 years. and she's a California nonprofit. She's a 501c3 and has been for 25 years. And she can't do performances or she will be fined $25,000. But that is the 608 careers that were killed off that still cannot do it independently. And there's actually some more too that should be in there, but that list is courtesy of Karen Anderson. She produced it to Representative Kevin Kiley, who used it in his challenge to the DOL rule change. And now we've got Kim Cavan and her challenge, and that's why Kim and a lawyer and me will be doing a live next week on this channel. And this will be the only place it's being done. We'll broadcast it to a lot of places, but it will be done on this channel. If you guys want to be in the conversation, get in here. I will announce it as soon as I can too, because this is one, I think you guys should listen to all those type things with Mike Harubi and all this other stuff. But to be honest, this is one that don't miss it, because I told her we need to, we're going to, probably run about an hour. That one will. And to be honest, yeah, we're going to talk about traditional independent contractorship, but we're going to be hitting on some major specifics to the gig economy too. And we will have the lawyer there. We will have Kim explaining her fight and what she wrote. And we'll do a little bit of a comparison with Kevin Kiley's probably, and tell you guys why this is so important, because it doesn't put your political hat aside for a minute. This is a time where you need to really look and maybe vote outside your comfort zone a little bit, because this time around, because if I were you anyway, I don't know how, unless you guys are millionaires, because I'm not. And I'm a single father, not a co-parent, a single father full-time. But I have a kid. I have to think of financials first and foremost. On some elections, of course, that's a heavy weight. And there's a lot of other things I weigh too. But I have to weigh that first, because the economy has gotten so bad. People can say, no, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. Only a few people really do that, though. For the most part, most of us in the know this economy is just like, if somebody's like, yeah, inflation's through the roof, but we're not in a recession. Okay, yeah. Pull out the technical chart and we can see if we're there. But those of us who know, middle class is gone. Like we gotta fight to win our middle class back. So yeah, anyway, guys, sorry for that rant, but it's Wednesday, and on Wednesday I get to do what I do. But give me 1 second here. So if I can't even watch the Instagram thing, guys, but it doesn't even look like I'm going to end it, because it doesn't even look like it's on time. Oh, I have to leave the tab open or something. That was weird, or else it put me back in time. I just ended it. Sorry, Instagram. Oh, it's ended. What's up, Josh? How you doing, bud? Okay, so it did just pop up that it just ended. So somehow when I flipped off the tab, it keeps me paused. I get it. Okay, so yes. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm just learning this Instagram tie-in, so we good. Let me see who's in here before I walk through some of this stuff. So I had already said hi to a lot of you guys, and what's up, Chris Hadley. I think I already saw Derek in here earlier. Yeah, what's up, Derek, again? What's up, Killer Bulldog 420? Is the wait list still 2 years long? Where are you? And it's not like I've got a crystal ball, or I know every city off the top of my head, but I might have an idea. I know, Chris. Interesting list, and I'm just now in the sea. I know, guys. It's sad. I mean, this is the California AB5 list. Understand this. These will be the immediate ones that will be on the federal list too, because they can word it however they want. But what they're really pushing for was the PRO Act, but now it's like still it's kind of called the PRO Act, but they like, took the 3 prongs, made them 6, but the B prong on the ABC test from California, they turned it into 2 different prongs, made it a little harder. It's very hard to decide or to understand. Um and yeah, it's crappy. I mean, the people in California, we all know that, federal law supersedes state law. Lorena Gonzalez has been shouting a party all week, and I can tell you guys this: I don't like Lorena. Most of the people I hang with in political circles, especially, do not like Lorena. She's not in politics anymore, but she was in California for long enough. She was part of the labor movement, but she was a big part of unions, and so she was trying to sleep her way to the top. And she only got so far before Julie Su, the Secretary of Labor for California, before she went to be the acting secretary under Marty Walsh for Joe Biden and left that post. And when she left that post, Lorena Gonzalez thought she was getting it. She did not get it. So Lorena moved away from politics, stepped out of the California landscape of politics, well, somewhat, and now is like the spearhead for the largest and one of the kind of the shadiest labor unions in California. So I'm also in northern Colorado, year and a half. Yeah, kind of depends where you are. I mean, anything north of like Fort Collins, or are you talking in the mountains? But I don't see a ton from Fort Collins. I mean, Colorado Springs has been building out, Denver. But I see that there's going to be a couple questions. Somebody was asking something about para question. No, Resh. Okay, so hold on a second, because I wanted to tell you guys about something with para that I noticed. So let's talk about this first. Okay, so this is the one I did today. I arrived there at 10:45. If you guys, I did it on a live stream, you guys. But if you guys were watching, I did it at I arrived at 10:45. I clicked, the start button, and we're going to come back to that in just a second. I clicked it's actually on my way to the delivery in the Para app, but I clicked it when I first got into the parking lot about 10 minutes early, because I had dropped a Curri off nearby and I really had nowhere else to go. And it was kind of perfect timing. I showed up like 10 minutes early. So, I mean, what else could I have done in 10 minutes? So of course I just went down here. I knew this was going to work out well. So went down here, took this, was sitting there, hit it. I did go in because they looked like it was illegal Pete's. If you guys probably don't know what illegal Pete's is, but it's like a way cooler version of Chipotle. Out here in Colorado, we've only got a few of them, but we used to have more. But they're just awesome. They're kind of more localized and better food and stuff. But anyway, so I show up there. It's kind of dead. It's down in the tech center. I pick it up, or I go in. Still like 8 minutes early, and it's all right there. They're like, you here with, and here's where the confusion rolls in, because I want to talk to you guys about this, because I talked to David about this once before, but now I have some totally different perspective on this. So I did not bring a screenshot because it had the address on it. I didn't have time, guys, to put that in there. But so at the bot, I probably made a mistake. When I picked up the order from here, or I'm sorry, let me start with a little differently than that. So when I decided through the Para app, because I saw the works drop down, when I said, yes, I accept this, and immediately you get texts often. I know Bud Soda's in here. He knows this. So immediately you get a text from a company, and it's not Para. Sometimes maybe not, but most of the time I do. And so it'll be like with this one here, I don't think there's anything with me wrong reading it. But okay, where is it? So, because this gets very strange, you guys. So here's the thing. So, okay, where's the start of today? Okay. So, hello, thanks for accepting an order with King Couriers on Paraworks. Please confirm with yes to prevent the order from being canceled. Um, on Paraworks. We, KCS, King Courier Services, are the company directly responsible for the delivery and can communicate directly with and you can communicate with it directly with us here with any questions. Now, I've worked with them before through Paraworks. They are awesome. Like, I don't know how and it's not bot. Anytime I need anything, it's a human that just by text responds within 30 seconds usually. It's amazing. So they were like, "Yep, can you respond?" Yes, I said yes. So they said, "Thank you. In case instructions are not showing on your end, gives the address and it gives the suite number and it says pickup instructions and it says Easy Cater." So hold that point for just a minute. Now, because we know that um, aggregator platforms like Easy Cater, Food Fetched, that's what gets delivered to deliver that, or Paraworks, or all of these. They get them from those, Food Fetched, all these other ones, but then they also bring in other orders too. And we can get to that with David on another time because that's a little different. But it gives me the order number and it says pickup instructions, Easy Cater. And then it says drop off instructions, ask for Caitlin. The last thing about the text that came through, though, said, lastly, please go visible in the app 30 minutes prior to pickup time and arrive at store 5 minutes prior. Thanks. Now, there's a lot more communications in here and stuff. And actually, again, they say at the end, they say to me, like, hey, you should download our app and we'll get you a lot more. And Bud Soda's also familiar with this too. And so, of course, like, I'm thinking, okay, but I've worked with you guys before. I already know what's coming. I'm like, okay, sure. And they're like, yeah, we'll give you a one-time link to download the Cartwheel app. I'm like, I'm on Cartwheel. I've done work for you guys before. And they're like, oh, okay, great. Well, make sure you keep it on and blah, blah, blah. Thank you. But here's the thing. So these instructions, so we've had questions about why. Like, I can't remember what it was, like middle of December, I was at a BJ's brew house and I was picking up a catering order. And there were two other people, and there was a Hispanic woman that didn't speak English that came in with like a Grubhub bag, not catering bags. And these were all big catering offers going. It was me with a couple catering bags and a drink catering bag, and then the other two people with their catering bags had carts. So I mean, like, it was legit. But then she came in with just a Grubhub bag, didn't speak English, and when she showed me the order, because she was very confused, I said, "Well, let me look." I saw that the Easy Cater order number was the same one that I had through the Paraworks platform, and it was through Deliver That. So both of us had received an Easy Cater order with the same order number. The people that are there already knew I was there to pick it up. I had already been there 5 minutes. I was just waiting for it to come out. But she didn't speak English anyway. And I was like, oh, look, our numbers match. I'm like, I guess we'll have to figure that out. I already knew how it would play out. But then she kind of, because she didn't speak English, I don't know if she got scared or worried or something, but she left. But regardless, somehow she had the same order. And here's something I'm thinking. Now, I know it said make sure you have your app open, but in the Para app, and I told David this before, like, let's say that I'm 20 minutes away when I did the Curri drop off, and I want to I'm on my way because they are even 10 minutes before I get to the Curri drop off, because I can do that and say, yes, I'm moving, I'm going on my way there. The Para app for Paraworks says, no matter what, no matter where the job is fed through, when you hit, I'm on my way to the pickup. It doesn't let you do that anytime. It says you can only do this when you're 10 minutes away. Well, that conflicts with what the wording by King Courier Services, who King Courier Service gave the order to Easy Cater. Easy Cater dispatches it to Paraworks. Now, today there was no confusion. It was mine. There wasn't another driver there or whatnot. But it makes me wonder if they don't, are they seeing me active on the Pair app? And I'll be talking to David about this tomorrow. So join us tomorrow on the Gig app podcast by Para. But to be honest, it confuses me because I told David, and now it's going to be a bigger issue. We got to make that button be hell up to an hour. Because what if the catering order was in Colorado Springs, but it paid $500? And you guys know I hate going to Colorado Springs. No offense to Shane, and I'm trying to think of who else is down there. But I love you guys, and I got other friends down there too, and it's beautiful. I'm just not a big fan of the city. It's just not for me. But yeah, I mean, what if I was going to do a $500 catering down there? That's a drive I already don't like doing. You know, I want to make sure that, you know, that nobody else is going to be there saying, "Oh no, that's already mine, bro." Because who, you know, here's my thing. How does BJ's deal with that? Because trust me, they have like chit sheets coming in through a separate monitor in the back, but you'd think they can get somebody on the phone quickly. I've talked to enough vendors because of para stuff that we do. I've talked to enough customers where they're like, dude, you know, when I tell them about how bad it is for us to get support, you should hear what they say. I'm like, dude, we're the vet, we're putting out all the work or all the food and all the, you know, catering and stuff, and we can't get them on the phone, like in a timely way. I mean, they're like, if we have to have a bot chat, we can do that. But so it's kind of an overload, but it makes me think, you know, hopefully what I did do is 10 minutes out, I did launch the Para app because I actually already had it launched anyway because I was mileage tracking. And I was like, I sure hope that they can see it this way. But I was thinking to myself, man, are they not seeing it till I can hit that button? Because they said 30 minutes. Para doesn't let me do it till I'm 10 minutes out. So to me, that needs to be fixed. I don't know if it's something about paying for the data, but if I already had the app open, maybe they're able to track me anonymously that way. I know we have a lot of anonymous features like that, but I'll ask David. I'll ask if just opening the app is what triggers that and at least lets them know, because that's a concern of mine. And the only reason I'm even really digging into it so big is because I have heard about it from other people too. Oh, I showed up for this catering order on delivered, and then somebody else was there. Even Kim Side Money has told me stories about this kind of stuff. I was showed up, and then somebody else was there for the same order, or maybe not her, but she saw two people for the same. I've heard it from a lot of people, and so these catering apps they work a lot better than DoorDash, and that's why DoorDash has lost all that LOP business. But at the same time, however they're feeding these out, they need to make sure they're not overlapping. Like once I accept something, which was at like 8:20 this morning that I accepted that, I was doing one curry and then I had another curry and then that. But when I accepted that, whatever it was, 10:53 pickup, it was like 8:40 in the morning. There should be an immediate, I mean, dude, we live in very quick connection times. You can make things happen in microseconds. There should be a connection from Para Works right back to Easy Cater taken. And maybe that's something to the Para profile thing that David and I are putting together, you know, is like maybe it can spit back to them. This person has a Para profile. We vouch for him. He will be there. Because maybe it's just something of, oops, it leaked out to a couple of them, and sometimes they get doubled up. Because in the end, look, I mean, I probably, you know, I made $35 today, but I know Illegal Pete's, the amount of food I was carrying, I probably had about $300 to $400 worth of food. So I made 10-15% of the ticket total, and I'll take that, you know. But I'm saying that, you know, people don't want to spend 300-400 or 3,000-4,000 on DoorDash. They don't. So these other apps need to get very clean about how they do this. But let me bounce over to the chat before we talk about some Curri things. How far in? Okay. See a lot of you in here now. All right. So Killer Bulldog 420. Or wait, Tremaine, awesome, thanks. Wow, that's ridiculous. Some of these are ridiculous. Balloon artist. I mean, dude, look, strippers on there. You know, I mean, like Karen Anderson made that list. You guys all know Karen. She's been on the show a few times. Great lady. So she really dug in. I mean, like if you haven't heard us talk about this, I'm going to mention every hospital has in rural areas in California and everywhere, but in California, every hospital has um, a nurse who has taken many classes to become, I don't want to call it a specialist, but a specialist in just the kindest handling of rape victims. And every county has one they can call because the hospitals can't afford to staff a rape victim nurse who independent contractors for a few hospitals and counties. They can't afford to keep them on staff. Therefore, they're not an employee. Therefore, they're on that 608 list. So now, if you're raped, and again, not trying to put anything bad out there, I'm just saying, if a woman were to get raped, she goes to the hospital, she just has to, and again, I'm sure, hopefully it goes as best it can, obviously it's the most horrific thing. But here's the thing, they don't get to have that special nurse who is trained how to help them. And if it goes this way, that way, the scenarios, all what they will get is a registered nurse, which is great. It's something. I'm not totally crapping on it, but I am, because this career was killed off because hospitals can't afford to have a full-time W-2 rape specialist in there. So instead, that person independent contracts out to counties. How that works, I don't know. I've never looked at how that career works. But that's one of 608. Now, again, how many of those people are out there? A lot, to be honest, in California. But then there's things on there, like if you were, like Tremaine was saying, if you look into film and movie, and if you guys look at number 608, go look at what's number 608 is. And it's in alphabetical order too, so it's just kind of funny. But go look at what the last one is. I'd rather get punched by Mike Tyson than vote for who? Who, Josh? Interesting list. Just at the COK. Yeah, Chris, what's your para question, I guess, before I move into, if you want to type it while I'm going through these. I believe it's been about a year and a half. Windsor. I mean, I know it, but why am I drawing a blank where it is? All right. Yeah, Killer Bulldog. If you want to email me, Steve at withpara.com, Steve at withpara.com. And if you already have, that's fine. I mean, in the past, just do it again. I'm super swamped, but just email me again at that one. So apparently $20 to $40, I'm guessing dollar catering runs are terrible. That's mostly what I get paid, but I prefer, well, so Bud Soda, mine, I was 5 minutes or 10 minutes tops, but I think it was under 10. It wasn't quite 5. Let's call it 10. It's 10 minutes away at my Curri drop off when I went to this Paraworks. I picked it up 5 minutes early. The whole thing to drop off and delivered was 28 minutes. So $35 in 28 minutes. I don't know. I'll do that. I don't have a problem with that. Again, the miles were so small. I mean, you got to look at all the factors, and you got to know your city. Some cities, like a city mile in Denver, in certain areas could mean hours. A city mile in other parts of Denver could still mean a while or bad roads. When you know your city, you know your city. So I take what makes sense. I liked that. And in fact, I saw you guys, I've had one Paraworks this year before today. That's it. But I've only seen like 5. So I hadn't really been talking about it much because but everything's been slow. But today I saw 4 orders on Paraworks. 3 were all at the same time. And they were all like, one was in Lafayette, one was in Fort Collins, one was in Denver, and they were all at like right around 11 a.m. And then the other one, I was on a Curri, so I could not do, but okay, so let's see. Food fetched automatically will say para in the next text. If it's yeah, no, it does it did I not say it that way? It did say para. I was just skimming because there was a lot of texting with this company. I've worked with with these guys before. I'm just saying how many hands are in the cookie jar too, though, because you got Easy Cater, you got Illegal Pete's having a catering order placed through Easy Cater, or I'm sorry, you have Illegal Pete's using through King Courier Services. Illegal Pete's is putting in an order through King Courier Services, which is I think they're in maybe two other states, but they're here in Colorado, big time, King Courier Services. So they put in the Illegal Pete's puts in the order to them. They are directly affiliated with Cartwheel, but sometimes there's not enough people on Cartwheel, so things don't get taken. So if King Courier Services Cartwheel offers don't get taken, they then source them back out and pull them off Cartwheel. So, so it had been to theirs, Cartwheel, then they got it sent to Paraworks, and then Paraworks gets it to me. It's like, man, wait a minute. Illegal Pete's, King Courier Services, Cartwheel on the side, Para. Like, man, there's a lot of players in this game. Let's see. Hey, Eva, how are you? Yeah, you were in the other live, so you know. That was a weird building, by the way. If any of you saw that portion where I only one portion I pulled it out because it was like this medical building, and it was actually right next door to the the DTC Fetch building. It was right next door. I was like, wait, there's Fetch. I thought I was delivering to Fetch for a minute. But so where was I? So hey Cody, what's up? Oh, see, Cody's for you channel members. I've put avatars in. I'm gonna put more too, but I got some avatars in there. Put them up, man. I like those. Thank you. What's up, Cody? How are you doing? Many companies use Cartwheel for right. Exactly. That's exactly my point. Is that so? King Courier Services uses Cartwheel. Whatever the problem is with Cartwheel, a few things for me. It was whenever and again, I still have it. I have Cartwheel. I can turn it on right now. And every once if I really need to look for some work, I will turn it on because I don't know if Bud Soda feels the same way, but I'm telling you, Cartwheel usually does have some offers, but if it's on, they will text bomb the crap out of me. Like I've even luckily whenever you get to the app, it's not the case, but it'll say like I've had things sent to me and some of them are decent too. It's not like they're bad paying. They can be really good even. But I've had things when I turn it on, it'll say like, "Hey, here's an order." And I'm like, I'm home for the evening or whatever, right? Maybe it's even decent. Like 5 minutes later, I get a text and they're like, "Hey, we'll add $5 to this. Would you be able to take it?" And I'm like, "No, I'll text back. I'm home for the evening. Thanks." And then I'll get a thing sent to me saying, you've been assigned a Cartwheel order. And every time I click it, I'm like, wait, I didn't take it. I click it, I go over to Cartwheel, it launches it, and it shows me the offer with another 5 or 10 on whatever the last text said they'd pay me. So it's like that last trick to try and get you to do. You've said no twice, you now hit it, and you go over to the app, and it's like another $5 more, and it says, "Do you want it?" So I don't know. It's just I don't want to say bothered because how can you be bothered by money? But if I'm working the other apps just the way that they are when they're on, I'm cool. I turn on Cartwheel if I really if everything's kind of just dead and I need to make some money. Then yeah, I turn on Cartwheel because they'll send some stuff. They will. They also do try to lowball though, but at least again, there is no acceptance rating in there. I don't even know if there's a rating. It's been a minute since I opened up my Cartwheel. So let me just see because maybe I can even show you guys how weird it is. Because if you see I have my visibility to orders turned off. If you can see that at the top, but if I turn that to on, if I toggle this to on, then because it says no orders, but if I toggle it on, give it 10 minutes, there will be orders in there. And then they'll start texting me and bothering me. 10-minute. Hold on a second. Many right. Easy Cater does that a lot. They'll send it to multiple platforms. Well, Easy Cater, that's my concern, Bud Soda, is that maybe Easy Cater isn't getting the signal wherever that hiccup lies. Easy Cater isn't getting the signal that it's been accepted. And if they are, clearly they still wouldn't dispatch it to everybody because eventually people would stop wanting to be aggregated jobs from Easy Cater. I can tell you that from talking with the Para team. We've even said, like, once we can get to the bottom, if the problem is that, we won't work with them. Now, I mean, does that end Easy Cater? No, but I mean, other people will get to that same way too. I've talked to some too. They're, that's not how you do business. And I don't think it's how they want to. That's why I wonder if when they say like a King Courier, it makes me wonder how King Courier and deals with Easy Cater, because normally King Courier deals with Cartwheel. So if King Courier somehow gets placed to Easy Cater, then maybe is it a little messy. But somehow this all needs to be figured out, because DoorDash cannot handle catering. And these catering apps can. They just need to get in sync with each other on how they're being fed offers. Exotic dancers. That's why didn't I say strippers? Sorry, I didn't use exotic dancers. Oh, Windsor, Greeley area. Okay, so yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Again, I don't see a lot of Curries from the north. I see Colorado Springs. I see Denver all over, and then everything Denver up to Boulder, and up sometimes like even in Loveland, which gets pretty close to you guys. Very few times I see something up to Fort Collins from Denver. And the only time I ever take those is when when it gets jumps like 3 times and it really gets to like the highest rate I look for, because I've never once had a return from Fort Collins to Denver. So that's like, and that on any of the apps that I can do last mile like that, I just can't find anything. My guess is, I know Boulder is too, but my guess is that Fort Collins is a small, it's a cool town, guys, but it's a small town. It's a college town, and uh, yeah, I don't know. Their population isn't real big. I know they have a lot of older people up there too. So I don't know. Maybe there's just not the courier need. They don't really have industrial all over the place either. So I'm not really sure. It's a good question though. I'll check it out for you. Bulldog, I don't, or killer killer Bulldog 420. I don't know if you want to put your name into the chat, or else I'll just call you killer or something. I don't know. Let's see. I wanted to be, Kagan, are you asking? I wanted to be able to hit on my way earlier since I'm 30 miles out normally. Right. Yeah. Yep. That's where I'm at too. 10 minutes before pickup time, 10 minutes before drop off time per cater. It's fine to the, well, I'm telling you that King Courier Services, though, who is the person who is spending the money. So let's forget for a minute that it says orders through Easy Cater and that it didn't go through Cartwheel. Put that whole thing out of your mind. So, okay, it's Easy Cater. So, but who spent the money? Who spent all the money as far as we know? Yes, the client. But where did they go? King Courier Services. Or Illegal Pete's. Where did Illegal Pete's go? Which enters the app realm. They went to King Courier Services. So Illegal Pete's in Colorado doesn't know, or else they probably do know about DoorDash. We won't use them because they suck. They don't know how to cater. Maybe they don't know about Delivered That. Maybe they don't know about Delivered. Maybe they don't know about Paraworks. But they know about King Courier Services here in Colorado, which has been around longer than those other ones. So somehow it gets to them, it gets dispensed. and they ask that you be active 30 minutes prior. And my question becomes, so if I'm on para and I don't hit, at 30 minutes out, like they requested, hit, yeah, I'm on my way, which technically I was finishing up another thing, but I was on my way. If I can't hit that in the time they want it, do they potentially put it out on the other platforms? Then that's where I get with Bud Soda on that. Deliver that easy cater. They want you to work direct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I get those too. Again, join us tomorrow. Join David and I tomorrow. We're gonna be busting down some of this stuff exactly because I took a lot of notes that I want to go through with David. Carnifage in Vegas. I took a $15 catering order just because it less than a mile. Yeah, but so okay, here's my question though. You guys know this, I'm all about the mileage thing. But if I take 600 pounds of paint a mile, I don't just I need $4 or $5 a mile, even though that's a great rate, right? In that case, I'm like, okay, this needs to be at least 50 because I got to unload all this paint. So I guess my question is, like Tim Gigwise, I haven't seen him around in a few. But to be honest, like he was one of the first who pointed it out to me, like, like how Delivered does it. And, can I say that Delivered is my favorite? No, I really like the Paraworks thing, but I would like it if Deliver That, Paraworks, all of them got on that page of showing you the miles. Like Para's very transparent, but for some reason we're not getting the details that say the order total. I would like to see that. I would like to see, like, if I look and I see $60 or $70 catering gig for 9 miles. Okay, sweet. Is that for $700 worth of food? Because that's 10%. That's pretty fair. Is that what that is? Or is that $7,000 worth of food? Because that makes a big difference. I mean, because it's not just ride share and it's not just single bag DoorDash delivery anymore. You're now talking, and it's not even the sub LOP of DoorDash. You're talking about real catering gigs now. And having run bars and restaurants for many years, like I've dealt with caterers and I know other people who do catering. Catering is a specific niche of its own. So there can be more work involved, all kinds of stuff. Hello, tradition. Hey, thanks, Tremaine. You used my logo. I got to put some new avatars up in there. Traditional IC, how are you? Yeah, that list of ICs is pretty bad. Did anybody go? I don't even see. Maybe I'll see it here in a second. But did anybody go look at what the last one was? Go look at number 608. I didn't see it in here, but okay, let me see. But so they assign it to you, but you have to slide accept. They mess it up sometimes on the rookie disc. What are you talking about? Oh, I have food fetch version of Cartwheel. Not in the main Cartwheel app. So wait, how is that different though? You have I have food fetched version of Cartwheel. I don't know what that you mean. You haven't, because that's just another Cartwheel then, right? I mean, I wish I had that volume on there. I've been doing lots of Utica Roam. Well, it's growing, Easy Cater does the apps to prove themselves an hour before. Okay, Christian. Well, let me put this up here because it'll be easier if I put these now that we're kind of into this a bit. I keep wondering if I move to another state, do I have to start all over? If they have a waiting list there, then what? Okay, so Curri is, let me just be straightforward with you guys because I know this from the team. This is how it is. They are turned on to the fact that people have been on waiting lists for a long time and try and put cities adjacent to theirs or find they say they're moving and use a different address. So if you're going to be out of state, If you move out of state and you get a new license, I don't know how they would handle that. I know within state, if you're trying to put a different city, they will probably move you to the to that city as your home city. And yes, like Roadie and some other apps, you can go in DoorDash, you can go work anywhere in the country on Curri. However, I do believe, and I will check this out for you, Christian, but I do believe they put a flag on your account now because they got turned on to the fact people were switching cities to get on to work a city that already had enough drivers. And they're not, again, Curry's above the board, guys. They're not looking for glitches and ways for, okay, let's oversaturate, but just tell them that we don't. No. They're actually very pissed about that kind of stuff. So they don't play games. So if you're trying to, they are definitely the company you're not going to pull one over on. I mean, I can tell you guys that I know of 3 people, and I know of Alice having to let go of many people from the platform because of footage of people smoking weed at the pickups or the drop-offs. Look, guys, it's not DoorDash. There's a reason why. There's a reason why Curri and some of these apps pay better, because they expect a higher, they expect you to have a little. Don't deliver something and smoke weed in the parking lot. Jesus. Alice has like had people go out, I'll hire a lawyer then. And she's like, well, before you do, and she sends them the video footage. Here's you smoking weed. Now what? Thank you, Carnifage. Appreciate you, bro. Or Cruising Dasher. Hey, Cruising Dasher. I thought you were Carnifage. Hey, how you been, man? Glad to see you. Effort and time it takes to load. And yeah, so I think you're going back to what I was saying about even if it's a mile. I mean, there has to be, look, if it's like one package of 10 pounds and it's a mile, yeah, at that point, it's just, sure, okay, sweet, dude, $5 or it's 3 miles, it's, $20, sure, no problem. That's sick. I'll take it. But, I think I do think that when you get to the, when you get up into the catering apps, they do need to show you the totals of the food because you're never seeing like the whole order by items till you get there. But they do need to show you how much was spent. Because just that. And I think that like Parrot works and deliver that. And look, they're already above the boards and straightforward. But that's a hard piece of data to get, but it's necessary. You should know if you're delivering, and we had Chris Heffernan, the CEO of Delivered on, he said what in Dallas, the largest order that he had ever sent out was for $16,000. He goes, now clearly you can understand why nobody would ever spend over $1,000 or $2,000 with DoorDash. I'm like, of course not. DoorDash allows you to unassign. Unassigning a catering order could mean the whole catering event is canceled and screwed up. Nobody has time to redo it. So people are moving away from that crap. But the order totals would be huge because it does help you gauge what you're earning. Because a number can look really pretty, right? Like, hey, 3 miles, $50. That's pretty good. I'll do that. Well, how much food are you having to haul in and out? And, again, it's not about the weight. It's not going to kill you. But did you just bite off more than you can chew? Are you doing more work than what you're worth? Because I don't believe in like, well, that's too much or too hard of work. Just you need to gauge what you're taking. I mean, I do it with Curri all the time. One Curri order from place A to B and exact same parameters, distance, miles, everything with the same pay. And let's say on a plumbing order that's going to be 20 pounds in one box, it pays $60. And I'm like, that's a good pay for that 12 miles. I'll take that. Well, now if it's 600 pounds of paint, I might still take it, but I'm going to be like, wait a minute. I might wait for it to go up a bit. So, yeah. Okay. Let's play Curri orders, guys. So, I see Bud Soto getting a little antsy there. So let's go here. Oh, we're almost at the end of the hour. I'll run a little over. So here we go. So I want to know, first of all, this is a test for all of you guys, whether you're on Curri or not. If you've done Sherman-Williams paint deliveries, I want to know. I want to know, do you know what this is? Like, do you know, like, is this going to be 15 Sherman-Williams buckets? Is that what I'm picking up? I'm actually kind of waiting for a couple of you guys to respond in there because I want to know. Because I think some people get scared off by this kind of thing. Whoa, that's a lot. I mean, not the weight alone, because it's only really like, what are we looking at? Like 30, 20, it's really only about 156 pounds. But if you think it's that many items, it is not, right? So, right, Derek says paint buckets. Eva Even Oscar says yes. The Carnifage says no. There it is. It's no. 150 pounds will be 3 5-gallon buckets, like from Home Depot, the orange ones. That's all it'll be. So when you see these, don't get alarmed. Just do the total weight and know that industrial grade paint from Sherman-Williams weighs approximately, every 5-gallon bucket can hold 45 to 60 pounds, depending on the paint. So it's probably just going to be 3 buckets. So yeah, it's not what you think. And then, so just to now show you the offer that goes along with that. So this is in Ontario, California, $66 to go 7 or 8 miles. So 3 paint buckets, 8 miles, $66. Not bad pay, right? I'd do that one all day. So now let's play. Would you do them? This one came through. And if you live in Colorado, Derek, you do. I don't know who else is in here. Hey, KSL, 3 5-gallon buckets. You got it, buddy. Unless the only reason, so KSL might know this, and if Tony's still in here too, but the only reason it wouldn't maybe be 5-gallon buckets is if it was 4 colors that they were making. So what that is when you see it like this, it's 2 items weighing 12 pounds. That means that's a specific color. 5 items weighing 11 pounds, but you don't know what colors they've mixed up. It's not going to probably be 4 buckets, because that's not how it goes. Like they're using different colors to mix it up. So, okay. Cause there was a problem with this one. I wanted to see if Derek knew it. Okay. So Derek says no, but here's the thing, or I think you're saying no to this one. But here's the thing, Derek, look at the miles, because they're wrong. If you guys are familiar, like Avon's just after Vail. I mean, I don't know. It's about 100. It's not even 100 miles to Vail. So here's my thing, like the 100, this almost never, I probably haven't seen this happen in over a year, but see the 196 miles and it says 1 stop. That is literally probably 196.6 is literally probably more than the round trip miles on this one. Might be the round trip, which they never do that. So again, if you saw this, it got taken very quickly, in fact, because that was a good deal. So this one, so this one I'm bringing up for a different reason, though. Like, is it the best order ever? No, but this is a good Curri order. The reason it's not is because it says 24 items weighing 40 pounds. Now, if I do this, 2 items weighing 12 pounds, 5 items weighing 11 pounds. So that's the system that Curri actually built, a system for Sherman-Williams so they can directly input to theirs. That does that for this. But on this one, the customer entered it. And what it was a box of 24 items weighing 40 pounds in total. See, now I would have saw this and thought it was 480 pounds. Because a lot of times, like the Sherman-Williams don't, but the other ones, usually something like this would have 24 items at 40 pounds, and it would say below it 480 pounds. The ones that aren't Sherman-Williams integrated will do that. And so I was surprised, and by the way, guys, all this stuff I'm telling you, I flagged to the team right away. So if you don't, if you don't know, they're very on this when I get them. So, okay. So this one, would you guys take this one? What can I tell you about this one? So this is like where Tony lives to kind of where I live. You're going to go through you're going to have to go around the entire city at some point. And I don't have it on there on the screenshot. I don't remember what time. I believe this was like a mid-afternoon one, in which case Denver always has bad traffic, but it probably wouldn't be that bad. And where it's leaving you or taking you, even if those were reversed at around 2:30, neither of those are horrible places to be to work other apps, by the way. So you're still in the city. Would you take this? Driving time on this would be an hour. On this one, it would be no, it would be about 30 minutes. Midday, 25 miles, all highway. Take 25 I-25 right up. Maybe 35 minutes. I don't know. But it's one item, 25 pounds. There's no unloading. Okay. What about this one, guys? $23 for 4 miles. $23.88. Who wants that one? Who wants that one? All day. There you go. All right. Another 4.5 mile one, $26. By the way, guys, these are all in the last 5 days. All of these, I'm sorry, all the way back to last Wednesday. And in fact, if you remember, no, these are the ones I had for last Wednesday because I wanted to make sure nobody's associating these with the snowstorm. These are the ones that last Wednesday I did the driver's rights thing, but I had a Curri thing planned. So these were the ones that I took from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of last week. When the weather was, this is weather nice too. So I would take that if they were more consistent in Arizona. Well, so wait, I'm not really sure. Christian, you would only take it if they're consistent? Because here's what I'll say about that is that Curri gets consistent with time because I said this earlier on the other live stream today. Curri's playing the long game while all the other apps are playing the short game. They are a top shelf service. So to me anyway, you're best off like I did here in Denver to get in when they're doing the groundwork. Arizona's still being built out. I mean, I would want to be doing everything I can in Arizona. First, I'd get the 5 under my belt so that even though it's behind the scenes now, we've talked about this, you still have a driver score, guys. I get 5 loads under you. Just because they're not showing it, and they're not using the grade anymore. You could have a 1.8. I mean, probably not, but I mean, it's like they're not showing you anymore because they really weren't using it. They just wanted you to know how you were doing, but then they were like, this is not helping people. So, but behind the scenes, they know if you've taken 5 or not. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, once you take 5, you show on their radar a little different because there's 3 factors in determining who gets the round robin, which is proximity to pickup, vehicle size, and then your driver score. And right now, Christian, unless you've done more than 5, you don't have a driver score. So any bid you go in on, you're going to be if anybody else goes in on that round robin, they get it, even with a horrible driver score. So I would say just get 5 under your belt. Just take any 5 you can. Just grab them randomly. And it sucks for me to have to say that, by the way, too, guys, because just know that, if by me saying that, I'm telling you to be that person who, when I'm on the app, I'm going, dude, why'd somebody take it for that? And you know what? I understand. So, I always know when there's some onboarding going on. Our market balance is pretty quick. So the onboarding isn't done in batches. It's done more like 3 to 5 at a time. And it's like as maybe 5 to 7 leave the platform. Oh, no. Yeah. No. I see Christian not complaining. I know you're not complaining, but I saw that you said I would take it if they were more consistent in Arizona. Like it's fine to say that that's not one that interests you. I'm just saying get 5 under you. And then you'll probably you'll see better ones, but then you just, again, they don't have acceptance. There's no acceptance rate on Curri. They don't care if you don't take it. Just don't take it and unassign it. Don't do that, you guys. This one, Fort Collins. Oh, this one is to Fort Collins. So that goes back to if he's still in here, that goes back to what, or was it? What Killer Bulldog 420 was asking about Windsor. So where you see that 2 is pretty close to where, see that 2, and then if you go if you're facing this, you're facing the screen. So if you go to your right facing the screen, you'll see Greeley. He was saying that Windsor's near there. So that's actually one that's up there. It's okay, but not great. See, so Derek, here's what I would say to this one. I don't like this one. But normally, like even Colorado Springs for this amount, I don't like going there, but I'll take that one because Colorado Springs has a decent chance of getting something on the way back. And even if it's through other last mile apps or websites too, there are better chances. There's a lot of commerce that goes on between Denver and Colorado Springs, but Fort Collins just doesn't have a lot. So I just know I'll get up there. I won't have anything back. If I could even have a partial back, I would do this all day. Okay, so this one is basically, if you're not familiar, this one's going to take you from northmost Aurora, just south of the airport industrial area, to around the airport to Brighton, 18 miles, $38. Wait, what is this, Bud Soda? I hear people complain, but no screenshots of these supposed bad loads. I've seen some, but I would do this. This one I would do all day, and this is why I'll say it, because that Derek knows too, that there's a lot of routes from 1 to 2 there that don't involve any traffic. I mean, yeah, you could go ways that are traffic, but there's a lot of ways to go. So no matter even time of day, that one just is pretty decent. Plus up near Brighton, when you start coming back where it says Henderson, in Henderson, there's one of the second largest plumbing. I'm drawing a blank on the plumbing right now. But it's their second largest facility there. So sometimes you'll see a lot of those. So okay, Johnstown, actually that's up near Windsor too. So actually, giggity, there's not a lot of strip clubs around our airport. Actually, you know what? You're kind of right. Let me say this. I live in Park Hill, which is right next to Stapleton, which is where the old airport was in the mid 90s. So around my house, which was where the airport was, there's a lot of strip clubs. But where the new airport is, which is like 20 miles outside of town, there are no strip clubs. Okay, so let's see. Westminster to Denver, 12 miles. 6 items, weighing 10 pounds. Now, this is one of those that is correct, guys. This is 60 pounds. So this, again, you're just always doing math. But if it's not Sherman-Williams, you can count on it being that 6 items at 10 pounds each. So whatever it is, it's going to be 6 items. But the Sherman-Williams ones are the ones you just need to set in your head and not get freaked out and go, I don't want that. That looks like a lot of stuff. It's not going to be. Okay. Did we already do that? No. Okay. So Denver to Colorado Springs, 75 miles, $93. Would you do it? TikTok. First one to say yes or no ends it, and I move on to the next. And no traveler, take it. Borderline. See, again, this is where I go into, I'm not stoked on this. In the summer, I would wait for this to cross over 100 before I took it. But this time of year, I would take this because I also know there's a good chance of me getting something leaving Colorado Springs. Okay, so 1.9 miles for $41, guys. And I somehow didn't get this, but I got to tell you, this was 3 5-pound boxes that were like, I don't know, 12 by 12 by 12. That's all it was. There's Traveler going, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, and I know, right? Okay, so what do we got here? 13 miles. Where are you going? You are going from Denver to Aurora. Where that is in Denver is Industrial Park, where you're picking up at 1, and where you're going in Aurora, it's actually depends on time of day. That's always a little busy on 70 in that corridor, but it's gotten a little better. But would you do this one? Who would do this one? Chris, what's a Tulsa? You mean a Tesla? Oh, in the Tulsa area. Well, Gary Middleton used to live in the Tulsa area and he couldn't get shit, dude. But I know that they're building out. So again, it's market dependent, guys. That's why we talk about all different kinds of apps on this show. So, how about this one? Local Denver. Now, where the word Denver is on the map, downtown Denver is a nightmare. I don't like going there. I don't like having to park. I don't like daytime stuff. Even though I try and actually stay away from the nucleus of the city, either especially on pickup, but even on delivery. But the only way I'll do them is delivery, which is what this one is. Denver to Denver. The drop off is in downtown because that I can usually at least like figure something out. But a lot of times you're scrambling, and as Derek can say, and a test for, if you do get a ticket, it's going to be twice a parking ticket downtown. It's going to be twice as much as you made on this. So, okay. So Denver, that's almost it's like the Highlands there, kind of Arvada, Lakewood to Denver. You're going 6.3 miles, $35, 40 items, 11 pounds. So you're taking 440 pounds there. Traveler says yes, then he says no. Oh wait, Traveler was yes on the last one, then no on this one. Would anybody do this one at the 440 pounds for $35 for 6 miles? Okay, we'll go on to this one. 9.9 miles. What is it? Denver, Denver. Where are we talking? Okay, so it's industrial pickup and it's going to 5 points. You're kind of going, you're getting near the nucleus of downtown. You're where the old homeless encampments were before they moved right downtown in front of Coors Field. The number 2 drop off. So, what is this, Christian? Hey, dude. Appreciate the video you did about updating the driver capabilities. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, of course. Happy to help, man. Um, because that does get looked at when somebody does put in that request, and all that request is on. I've been through, you guys can set up an account on Curri as a customer so that you can actually go through and see how you don't have to do an order, but you can go through and see how it looks to the customer. It's pretty professional, but there's a lot of check boxes and things like that. That's why sometimes things used to get left off. Now there's some forced fields, but if they say they need PPE and nobody has PPE checked, they'll still send it out. But if somebody does have PPE checked, that becomes a fourth factor. Okay, so this one, that's that's industrial area to 2. Easy shot. Would you do this one? I can kind of help you guys out with this one. I would not, because I don't like going near the airport. Again, guys, the airport used to be down. It almost used to be downtown where it was, but the new airport, or since 25, 30 years now, DIA is like, I mean, from my house, it takes like a half hour to get to the airport, and it's going away from the city. So Denver to Littleton. This one actually came in at 10:30 in the morning, which is like one of the, for Denver at least, one of the best times to drive. Littleton, where you end up is a great area to be. Tony can say that too. For all the other apps too. That's a great area to be, to maybe pick something up. Giggity, our airport is cursed. If you guys look up Denver International Airport, and then you can do like all kinds of different things. One of my favorite deep dives is to do what is it? The Masons. Do Denver International Airport Freemasons. Google that. You guys want to see some rabbit holes, man. 35 miles for $48, 8 or 6 items weighing 13. Where this is going, not a chance in hell. That's why I want to show you guys. This is just a bad offer, and where you're left and everything. Again, this is what happens when the customers call the shots, not the platform, but the platform's up front. They're just showing you the offers, which is all I've ever asked for. As long as every app did it this way, I'd be fine. Even if all the offers sucked, I just wouldn't work that app. But this one, 3.6 miles, $31, 1 item weighing 20 pounds. Who's doing this one? Because I'll do 50 of these in a row. All right. Oh, I gotta put this up there. Wait, where is it? Oh, shit. I just saw Giggity put a comment. I gotta put this up, guys. There it is. So what he's talking about is when you enter the Denver International Airport, there's a big blue Bronco. It's huge. And here's the crazy story behind the blue Bronco was that it's blue. It was going to have these blue light up eyes. But the guy who created this thing, when they were doing the installation, it fell and killed him. It crushed him. The guy who built Blucifer. And instead of the blue eyes, they switched them out to red eyes that glow at night, which I thought was like one of the weird stuff like that always freaks me out, dude. Like what the hell? But yeah, that's another thing. You can do Denver International Airport, search Blucifer. You can search Denver International Airport weird artwork. I mean, it's got to be honest, guys, they're very huge, but there's murals of like advanced neo-Nazis holding what do you call them? Batons, like rifles with batons standing at the bottom. And then there's like these Indian ladies with these kids all wrapped up and they're holding them close to their chest and they're all walking up around to this cliff and walking right off it. I mean, this piece of artwork is probably 10 feet wide by 5 feet tall. And it sits right in the airport. And there's a lot of them. Yeah, and under the airport, again, Giggity got it. Here's the thing, guys. If you're above the Denver International Airport and you look down, the original airport layout for the runways was a swastika. So now they've got this whole underlayer and they had to rebuild the whole thing at the full cost again. I'm not even diving into these conspiracy theories, guys. I'm just letting you know in case you don't live in Denver like Derek and I and Tony and Joe. But if you don't live here because if you live here for long enough, you start hearing all the stories about the Denver airport. But if you don't know, it's a fun rabbit hole to jump down because it's weird. It's just weird stuff. Like the Freemason stuff is weird, but one of the weirdest things about the Freemasons in there that I think is that it says it's a Freemason like stand right when you come in near the United Wing, and it says do not open or do not open this until 2036. And it has the Freemasons mark. What the hell is that? All right, you got 2 more. 2.9 miles, $25. 8 items, 25 pounds. That's 200 pounds, people. It's not Sherman-Williams. You can tell by just the way it's 8, and it's not like, because when it's Sherman, it'll be multiple things. All right, here we go. Colorado Springs, Denver, Colorado Springs, 96.1 miles, 123.15. Who'd do that one? Come on. I'd walk 2 miles for 25 bucks. Yep, that's enough. There you go. That's it, guys. So, guys, we, as Bud Soda pointed out, we're way over. I don't know if don't even know, because it's every other week now. I don't know if Money Hungry is going on, but if it is, jump over there, give those guys a smack and a like. Also, the Gig Economy podcast goes on Wednesday night, and they're every other week. I'm not really sure. Anyway, there's something going on at this moment. Thank you all for joining. We got a lot to talk about tomorrow night on the roundtable, and David and I will be doing a lot of Para Talk tomorrow on the Gig App podcast by Para. So Gig App podcast, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific tomorrow on Para Gig Smarter, and roundtable on right here, this channel, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. We'll see you guys. Until tomorrow, be safe, earn smart, and be good to each other. Peace.